NBA 2K17 ratings have been leaked. LeBron James is king of the 2K rating. Once again, unanimous MVP Steph Curry did not finish on top of the 2K ratings, although he is very unfair to use in any 2K game after the update came out. Now, there was two different updates in 2K16. There was the one where there was God Mode Steph Curry midway through the season where he was unfair to use, and they made him unfair, and people were going like 100 from 108 in a game behind the three-point line. It was pretty funny. And then they updated it again to make it a little bit more, like, a lot more realistic, yet still, I've had friends pull up from like 32 feet consistently with Steph Curry in 2K. And he hits every single one. But in order, the top 10 NBA 2K17 ratings that have been leaked. LeBron James is a 96, Stephen Curry a 94, the Durantula 93, Russell Westbrook 93, Kawhi Leonard 93. And then there's 4 90s in order. Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and James Harden. I don't actually disagree with any of the ratings up until Anthony Davis. I thought Draymond Green, James Harden, Klay Thompson, just because of health and durability, should be given, and Anthony Davis is a phenomenal talent, a 5-star, 5-tool player on the court, can do everything, we know that, but the injury worries hurt his team. I mean, everybody else in those 90 2K ratings pretty much had phenomenal seasons. I actually could say that for a fact. Yes, they were the 10 best players in the league, or 9 best players in the league. Anthony Davis is somebody who I would replace with a DeMarcus Cousins.
I've always been with the same idea that if you are of such a high rating, then that's fine. But if you're not playing and if you're injured, then how do we know? How does the game know that you are still able to perform at that level? It's the same thing. I don't care about the reference. I'm revolting. I've not said soccer in a while on our NBA clip. Same way with Arjen Robben, the infamous flopper. The guy played like 3 seasons for Bayern Munich and then came back and still had a 90 rating on FIFA. Like, how do you know? Are you just watching him in the training room? He's doing his leg weights. Still a 90.
Well, yeah, if we're watching by the training room, Chris Bosh should be a 98. He hit 2 straight threes. Not just Chris Bosh, any player that's coming back. I'm not trying to hate on Rose. I'm not trying to hate on Anthony Davis. I just think Derrick Rose should be 102. I don't think it's just, and I'm not, again, not trying to hate on Anthony Davis. I think those other players should have a higher rating. Klay Thompson, again, the wingman to Steph Curry, but once again, at times was playing better than Steph Curry was during the season, especially during the playoffs. Draymond Green, I don't know how many times we can go through this, the most valuable player to that team. There are millions of arguments out there for it. There's a lot of numbers to back it. Now, I'm someone who still believes that Steph Curry should have a higher rating than Draymond Green, but I also believe that Draymond Green should have a higher rating than Anthony Davis. That's not necessarily logically fluid, however. I think Draymond Green...
Logically fluid?
Logically, it swims.
I like where you were going with it. Is Kyrie in that list? Is he not in the
Actually,
90s?
Yeah. What the F? Kyrie Irving isn't a 9. Actually, I take that back. He had his finals alone were not enough to just give him a 90 rating. And here's the reason why. Chris Paul should be higher rated than Kyrie Irving. That's going to get a lot of hate. Sorry. And you're talking to someone who loves Uncle Drew.
I don't think so. I don't know. But
Damian Lillard should be a 99 to make up for the fact he didn't make the All-Star game. I'm just joking. I don't look at 2K ratings nearly as seriously as I actually take FIFA ratings. I don't know why I say that, but I think that one of the things that they changed along the ways is I don't think there's as much uproar about a 2K rating. And I'm not trying to create more uproar about a 2K rating, but in terms of 2K17, there are some people out there who are very unhappy. One of which being Andrew Wiggins, who had an 82 rating, who quote tweeted the person who sent him that he had an 82 rating, and this tweet popped up where he says, "Ha! That's why I play Call of Duty."
My love for Andrew Wiggins is growing more and more every day. I think that the only...
Call of Duty, it's a terrible game too.
COD
4, Modern Warfare 1.
You're a Battlefield guy.
Real quick, how many people do you guys think get robbed like that, where they're just sitting in the room and they're like, well, nah, he can't be better. Like, we can't put him higher than Mel, so he's got to be an 89. Like, he would have been a 90, but, like, we can't have him, like, the same as this guy. So, like, we'll just keep him down at 89.
It's a valid point. It's like often you see that people have great years, but to adjust one, it almost has that trickle effect. It's like a massive game of dominoes. Like if you're going to move Kyrie Irving up, then you're going to have him in the same category as someone that has often been viewed as like a 90. Oh, we'll need to move him up 191. And I mean, it is a flawed argument considering everyone should be valued based on the season they just have. Kyrie Irving was one of the superstars of the postseason in particular, with consistently showing why he is so talented for the Cavs. The only argument I think doesn't have any weight, which I have seen online, is people arguing that LeBron James shouldn't be the best player in the game.
What's the argument?
People just, it's not an argument. It's LeBron James shouldn't be the best player in the game. And
No, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I'm surprised people aren't like, having a fit over the fact that Kevin Durant isn't higher than Steph Curry. And if you're going to look at regular season and playoffs combined, a full calendar year, there's an argument there. If you're just looking at the regular season, no, Steph Curry had a much better regular season. Michael B. Jordan, the second greatest Michael Jordan, but also undefeated in the NBA Finals, 0-0, so he has never lost, technically. They have a lot in common. They combined to be 6-0 in the NBA Finals. Is going to be featured in the game. There's a whole NBA 2K17 My Career mode, which is very cinematic. It follows story of a player. You get to play in, which I thought was very cool in last year's 2K. You get to play in college. You get to choose your college.
Yeah.
And because they don't make college sports games anymore, so I thought that was like a unique twist. And you play against the other rookies. So if you're playing against LSU in 2K17, you'll be playing against Ben Simmons.
Nice.
Because they can get players can get royalties from that now that they're in the league,
Yeah.
in the NBA. Michael B. Jordan's quote: NBA 2K17 was the perfect platform to connect with a new, unique audience and challenge myself to expand. Oh, we have this one. My abilities as an actor. Humbled at the opportunity to help influence a franchise that I've been a passionate fan of since its first released. Again, that's from Michael B. Jordan, an avid basketball fan. He was also recently in the Apple commercial with Kobe Bryant, which is pretty funny, where he plays the younger Kobe, Lower Marion Kobe.
I would have liked to have had him in the career mode for Fight Night, though. I think that would have been badass. Have him continue his Creed mode and you just play as him in Fight Night. But either way, I think that, I mean, have you ever played, I'm going to be full disclosure here, I haven't played a 2K career mode. I haven't. I love to, 2K is one of the games that I mean, again, it's my passions with FIFA. I'll play FIFA relentlessly, but 2K I love to play against people on 2K. That's where I love to play it. So I'm not an avid career mode guy on 2K.
In my career mode in 2K, I'm a 7'4", 123-pound point guard who averages like 35 assists a game. It's pretty great. I also can hit threes.
So you're Porzingis, a few inches tall.
We lost to the Thunder in the finals.
Who are you with, the Knicks? Of course you are.
Yeah, it's Porzingis and I. We get along really well. But I got to say, one really quick 2K story, because this is my favorite thing I've ever encountered. They have players in the game. This is 2K16, though. They have players in the game that become like friends with your character in career mode, right? So my roommate's character, aptly named Dick, was playing on the Sacramento Kings. And there's an actual moment in the game where DeMarcus, he leaves his seat in the locker room because they have, like, after the game, it's very cinematic. You have a press conference. You mingle with the players, right? And there's a scene in the locker room where he gets up to leave, and DeMarcus Cousins goes through his phone and then questions him in the hallway about if he's considering being traded or moving to a different team, to which I was going, I understand realism. There is no way in hell DeMarcus Cousins is going through some rookie's phone in the locker room. Like, I get you're trying to make it real, make it a real experience, but I just thought it was so funny because DeMarcus Cousins is giving Dick a pep talk in the hallway about how you got to stay for the Kings, which is even more unrealistic than anything else along the way.
I wonder what way they're going to take it this year after the D'Angelo, Nick Young scandal, if they're doing things like that. But so in a way,
Snapchatting in the locker room.
In a way, you could form your own banana boat in the career mode.
You can.
That would be such a great feature. Who's going to be on your banana boat?
That's what I think the biggest change 2K17 needs to make. Don't have DeMarcus Cousins going through rookies' phones. Comment below. That's a true story. Like, favorite, subscribe to the video, and make sure to let us know who you think should be the top 5 or top 10 2K ratings. You agree with us on Anthony Davis. Description box has all the links, including our podcast. I've put it now in every video's description. Should be the top link. So if you want to see the podcast, follow that link as well.
Hit it up.